Welcome to another production of ParkTV 16 Sports on location. Tonight we are broadcasting from the home high school of the St. Louis Park Orioles. And tonight we are bringing you non-conference girls varsity action from St. Louis Park High School. The visiting Fridley Tigers coming in with a 4-3 record, taking on your St. Louis Park Orioles with a 3-3 record. If you were with us just a week ago, we were broadcasting here and Champlin Park took advantage of St. Louis Park, but they are back tonight prior to the holidays to take on the friendly Fridley girls basketball team. And there is Arsenio Richardson, the head coach, or excuse me, that is the head coach of Fridley, Eric Redpenning, giving a few last instructions to his team as we're about to begin here. Coming into tonight, as we indicated, the Orioles are 3-3, and their wins have come against Lakeville South on the road, Tartan at home, and at Minnehaha Academy just last Friday. So they're coming off that win to take on the Fridley Eagles, and there are your Orioles going to start tonight, including number 32 for St. Louis Park. That is Kendall Coley, and there's number 21, Jordan Turek. And we are about to begin this big-time matchup. Fridley, they have a very young team, but a very talented team. Their future is incredibly bright. And here we go, we're about to begin. And to take the tip-off for St. Louis Park, that's 32, Kendall Coley. She's 5'11", also a standout volleyball player for the Orioles, and we're about to begin. Welcome, I'm Robert Christensen, glad you're with us. And the tip goes right to the Orioles, and the play right off the bat, the pass down low to number 23, Reagan Alexander, and her shot was off the mark, rebound by Fridley, but they traveled. So their first turnover right off the bat, but nice sequence there. The pass was right there. Good defense by Fridley just to distract Reagan Alexander off the ball. Now the throw in to number 32, Kendall Coley gets that first 2 points. And the Orioles off to a good start, 2 points on their first possession. Now Fridley into the front court on the right side and up top. And that is number 2 for your friendly Fridley Eagles. Number 2 is Juliana Harris. Oh, they are the Tigers. Yes, they are. Thank you. And the shot off the mark. And Fridley has the rebound. Into the front court, and the drive by number 2, Harris. And there's a whistle. And she'll go to the line and shoot to no, side out. So the foul before the shot. And there is head coach for the Orioles, Nolan Richardson, disagreeing with that foul call. Pass in underneath. Pass down low. Dribble, shot. Nice block there by Kendall Coley. Out of bounds, though, to Fridley. Nice job by that woman right there. Kendall Coley, look at her playing great defense, establishing position on the post and seeing the ball right in front of her, slaps it out. Orioles off to a good start, both offensively and defensively. Short shot from the side, nicely done by number 35 for Fridley. That is Brittany Smith. She is a 5'10" senior forward, and now the shot from the free throw line by Reagan Alexander, off the mark. Rebound to Fridley. Number 35 there with it. That is Smith, who got the last 2 points. She gives it up. Drive to the middle. Shot off the backboard. Loose rebound comes out to Harris and Turek for the Orioles, and they call a jump ball. Possession arrow favors Fridley. So side out from underneath the basket. Pass in. Oh, I thought that was going out of bounds, and it did. So the toss in there, I think they were anticipating each other, and the player didn't get to where the ball was, and when she did, she stepped out of bounds. So second turnover there for Fridley early on here, just 16 and a half minutes to go. Driving the lane there is number 31, Shayla Miller, and the shot. Jordan Turek hits the three. Number 21 The junior guard off to a great start, and St. Louis Park off to a great start. 5-2 is their lead. Ball out of bounds. Fridley will maintain possession. Here's that replay. Shayla Miller gives it up to Turek. And her pistol Pete Maravich type shot right from the hip. Nothing but net. Nice three there by Jordan Turek. Pass in now. That again is number 35, Brittany Smith. On the side, big three right off the mark, way off the mark, but rebound underneath. Reverse layup attempt off the mark. Rebound and jump ball. This time, possession arrow favors the Orioles. Nice job there by Jordan Turek. Off to a nice start, both offensively and defensively. Now St. Louis Park in the front court. Big shot from outside, and she rattles it home. Number 14 for the Orioles, Lindsay Olson, also can be very deadly with the three, and her first shot from the night is good. She rattles that home. That brings a timeout from Fridley with down 8-2 with 15:49 to go here, first half, and the Orioles are off to a great start here. Looking at Fridley, they come from a different conference. They have a 4-3 record. Their wins come against Blake by just 2 points back on December 1st. They also took care of Breck big time, a 79-37 win. Then they beat South St. Paul, 51-35. And Mahtomedi, they're actually on a 3-game winning streak coming tonight. So that makes this start by St. Louis Park even more impressive. Okay, we're back underway. Clock ticking, first half here early on, and Fridley has the ball in the white uniforms, and that is number 2 with it for Fridley, and there's a whistle. Harris with the ball, then she gave it up to number 21, Jaonce Yancey, and she is called for the turnover, so a third turnover by Fridley. That is going to be a problem. 3 turnovers to St. Louis Park 0. That ratio is not going to bode well for Fridley. All right, now in the front court, number 31, Shayla Miller, and she drives off the mark, rebound, fighting for it is Reagan Alexander, and ball still loose, no whistle, and coming away with it nicely there for Fridley, Brittany Smith. She has made herself known early on in this game. Nice behind the back dribble there. So she looks like is the player to watch for Fridley, number 35, Brittany Smith. Very talented out there. Now cross-court pass, unable to handle it, but then picked up again by Fridley. She drives and up off the rim, rebound Turek. And she turns, and there's the break. 3-on-3, stops, pops from the free throw line. Off the mark, rebound, goes to Kendall Coley. Her 2-foot jumper from the side is good. And now it's 10-2 with 14:37 to go here, first half. Now Fridley into the front court. Number 21 with it, that is Jaonce Yancey. And now Smith, 35. Tight man-to-man coverage by Shayla Miller, almost a 5-second call, and Turek tries to strip the ball away, and she does. And she gives it up to, wow, Reagan Alexander got that ball on the steal, and as she drove the lane, she drew the foul and will go to the line and shoot 2 with a 10-2 lead here. We're just 14, lots of time left. There's that rebound, and Kendall Coley's nice little 2-shot, 2-foot jumper there. Made it 10-2, and now it's 11-2 on Reagan Alexander's first free throw. She'll get a second one here on the 2-shot foul. Team fouls for either team, just 1 for Fridley, 0 for the Orioles. But the turnovers have killed Fridley here. That's the explanation for the 11-2 deficit as Reagan Alexander misses the second one. Now Fridley into the front court looking for some sort of offense desperately. She gets double teamed and they call the foul. And let's see, that's gonna be on Kendall Coley or number 4, Faith Johnson, who now has checked into the game. Let's see the replay here. There's Kendall Coley and Sophie Ullman actually on the double team. And it looks like the foul went against Johnson. That's their first team foul, her first. And ball now out of bounds. In favor of Fridley. Underneath, throwing it in will be Brittany Smith. And gets it over into the corner. Nice pass. Smith turns and nails it. Wow, that is a nice combination. If you're St. Louis Park, look out for that. That's a great passing combination. Those two have something going on there. And now the shot off the mark by Kendall Coley, and rebound. Smith, and head pass over to the right side to 21 Yancey, and her shot airballs it. And rebound by Turk, and she's fouled after she gets the rebound. And I believe that's on Fridley, yes. Team second foul. Here's that replay. Look at that nice pass there. The no-look pass right by Ullman. But what's really impressive is Smith on that turnaround jump shot while being guarded. She clearly has some talent for Fridley. Now Fridley comes back after the turnover, driving down the court. That is number 21, Yancey. Yancey now. And St. Louis Park with a very aggressive man-to-man. They're coming way out on the three-point line to guard it. That shot off the mark. Rebound by Yancey, and she bounces it in. So they gave up the rebound, and now Fridley has cut the deficit to 5, and now they turn the ball over in the front backcourt, actually their front court. And they're in business again on the offense. She drives and draws the foul. They're gonna call the block before the shot is my guess. Let's see what the call is, but Fridley now starting to fight back. That's number 3, Talia Frazier, the junior guard. She's the one that made that great no-look pass down to Smith earlier. And draws the foul and the turnover. Now Fridley back in business, looking to cut the lead even more. Shot ball over to the left side. That is number 3, Frazier, and her pass down low is off the mark and intercepted. Great defense by the Orioles. Now in the front court, number 14, Olsen, gives it up to Shayla Miller. Nice ball rotation, shot from outside, just off the mark, rattles out by Kendall Coley. Rebound by Johnson, and number 15, Sophie Ullman gets the next rebound and puts it in. Great offensive rebounding by the Orioles. Extends their lead to 7. Now off the mark, Fridley in close. Nice passing and outside Frazier. She's got quick moves, and her shot off the mark. Great passer. Her shot has been a little off the mark, and now on the rebound, a foul is called, and Fridley will go to the line to shoot 2. Here's that sequence before. Faith Johnson got the rebound, lost the ball right to Ullman, and she muscled that ball in nicely. And now a left-handed shot here. Can't see who that is. Her ponytail's blocking her number. I guess that's 23. There it is. That's Jordan Chalmers. Thanks, Jordan. She is a 5'10" senior, making her presence known. There's her stats, 11.4 per game. So, and her shot is off the mark. Nice rebound there by Reagan Alexander. Reagan gives it up to Sophie Ullman. Ullman now in the front court at point guard. Over to Shayla Miller. Down low quickly. Nice job. That is textbook. Put it in the highlight film. Put it in the training reel. That is one great way to get a basket. Another pass down low as Fridley tries to answer back, and then St. Louis Park got a little quick and they lose control. Now Fridley has it. A little back and forth there, a little sloppiness on both sides, trying to be too much in a hurry. Big shot from outside Frazier, all way off the mark. And ball goes out of bounds in favor of the Orioles. We have 11-12 less to play. 15-7 here. Now ball being thrown in out of bounds by Shayla Miller. No full court pressure here. And Miller will bring it up on the left side. She's very dangerous from three-point land. If you're at all a fan of St. Louis Park girls varsity basketball, you know how dangerous she can be. Now that is Reagan Alexander. also just a sophomore. Turek, just a junior. And boy, the ball gets stripped from her very nicely by number 2, Juliana Harris, the 5'5" ninth grader, and it gets taken away this time by Reagan Alexander. Or no, that's Jordan Turek. Over to the right side to Olsen, back to Turek. She drives the lane and she gets fouled, but no call. Shayla Miller gets the ball and fouled and no call. They're letting him play here tonight. And off the board, the 3-point shot by Shayla Miller makes it 18-7. Boy, you cannot make that action up. All right, in the front court, a little bit of a, looked like a press, and Fridley beats it and couldn't make the layup, got the rebound, still couldn't. And the forward pass to Faith Johnson goes off her hand. She could have been fouled, and these refs are letting him play tonight. Look at that forward pass, and bang, right there. You got to call the foul on Fridley, don't you? Nope, out of bounds, so. This is going to be some tough non-conference action here. So the rules have been laid down. There are not going to be very many fouls called, at least not in the first half so far. Fridley now with it on the left side. Oh, nice, another no-look pass. I love watching number 3, Tylaya Frazier, make those no-look passes. That is really cool to see. Very talented passer. All right, now Orioles into the front court. That's Sophie Ullman looking back. Or some instructions on the fly from her coach, Richardson. Down low to number 14, Lindsay Olsen. Textbook play there by the Orioles, and now they're up by 13, 9:42 to go. Great display by the Orioles tonight against Fridley. And that pass out of bounds off the hands of number 2, Harris. Pass attempted by Tylaya Frazier. And here's that last sequence, the ball around the horn and down low to number 14. And I love seeing her do it with the left hand. And now a foul as Sophie Ullman drives the lane. Foul on number 23, Jordan Chalmers. That's her first, team 4th. And 7 team fouls means the bonus. Right inside, nice recognition by Shayla Miller, but unable to make the short little jumper was Reagan Alexander. Now back down is shooting Frazier, number 3, and she is not great at shooting so far tonight. And now the rebound went to Turek, and whistle as it was forced out of bounds by number 21, and that is Janae Yancey. And no foul on the call, just out of bounds. And substitution now, number 31, Shayla Miller leaving. Kendall Coley back in as she inbounds the pass to Sophie Ullman. Coming up on 9 minutes to go here, first half. It's 20-7, St. Louis Park. Comfortably in front here in the first half. Now Reagan Alexander tries to drive on the right side, switch to her left hand, but Fridley was there on defense to prevent that ball from going in. Now into the front court, Frazier. And some pushing back and forth, and 2 foul calls. Let's see who they call it. They both pushed each other from what I saw. They're talking about it right there. Who pushed who? I think they pushed each other. Somebody's gonna get called. Let's see this on the replay. Bang, and then push back right there. There was a push. Who pushed first? Oh my goodness, Fridley got the bad end of that one. So now ball in play for St. Louis Park. Ullman into the front court at point guard. Over to Turek on the right wing. Looking down low to Alexander, gets the pass, tries to put it up. Great defense by Smith. Now in the front court and gets it just by. Nice block by Reagan Alexander. And then number 14, Lindsay Olsen, also bats it out of bounds, and that brings a huge round of applause from the home crowd and the bench. Watch this defense. Nice job, Alexander. Then it gets to the Fridley player, and right there, Olsen. But Fridley still has possession down low. That's number 20 with it. Her name is Sam Dean. Sam Dean, 5'10" senior. Keep an eye on her. She's got some height. And let's see what happens here. Now Smith, and she'll take the shot from three-point land off the front of the rim, and Dean gets the rebound and gets it over to Frazier. 3 behind, in between dribbles, big time 3. That's way Pete Maravich style. That's like shooting from her kneecaps. Not a great shooting style. I don't see that working out well for her much of the time. Ball, and then Frazier rebounds and she goes down and gives it up before she gets called with traveling, and great sequence there by Fridley. That was amazing how they avoided the traveling call while on the floor. That was cool to watch. Amazing action here. Now Frazier, and another little look pass to Dean and her quick shot off the mark. That's a great idea by Fridley. Now St. Louis Park in the front court to Reagan Alexander with the left hand, and she rattles it home. And that draws a timeout and a whistle. 7:19 to go here, 22-7. And here's that replay. Ullman over to Kendall Coley, and there's that replay. And she loses it, pushes it away, and then she gets it and pushes it away before a travel call. That was incredible. Nice teamwork there, and then back up on their feet. Great camera work there from ParkTV 16 Sports, and then Frazier comes in. Look at her individual in the no-look pass. And Dean, oh, she had a great chance if she had just taken her time there for a second. And then Kendall Coley all the way down in the other end. Such a backbreaker. And a huge, that's what led to this huge lead now at 22-7 with just over 7 minutes to go here in the first half. St. Louis Park playing incredibly well tonight, both offensively and defensively. They come into this game 3-3, looking for a winning record. Yeah, they have one, let's see, today's the 18th. They have one more game before the holiday break, and then they're back in action. They're at St., let's see, wait a minute here. Just looking at Fridley's schedule. Yeah, they have Minnetonka home here at Friday, and then they don't play till the following Thursday. So 2 more games before the break. And there, nice anticipation. That is, oh, and she misses it off the mark. That was Jamelia Addison, number 25, just checking into the game. Great anticipation on defense to steal that ball, unable to finish it. But nevertheless, nice job for number 25, the junior. And that led to a foul on the rebound. And at the line, Shayla Miller, her first attempt. And they're gonna wave it off because it hit the top of the backboard, which is considered out of bounds. So the score remains there. Shayla Miller's stats, junior, averaging about 5.3 per game, 32 points overall. I can tell you from experience in watching her last year, she can really shoot the three when she gets hot. And she makes that one. So 23-7, we're 7 minutes to go right now. Fridley now into the front court. That is Smith. Smith with it, picks up her dribble and her pass out of bounds. So boy, Fridley having all kinds of trouble. And no, Arsenio Richardson really showing an upbeat tempo defense, much unlike what we saw when we were taping here live a week ago, Friday. So I don't know if that is designed for Fridley because of Fridley, or if this is a new way for Richardson to coach his defensive Orioles here. I hope it's more upbeat. They're young, they're fast, they're talented, still probably relatively inexperienced, but growing all the time. They're just sophomores. And the same's going on with their volleyball team. St. Louis Park for the next 2 years is going to be something to contend with in this conference in women's sports with this group of talented sophomores. Okay, ball off the mark, and nice job there by number 2 for Fridley, Juliana Harris. Nice job getting the rebound. She's only 5'5" out there, and then to muscle it up with all those tall folks, and now she tries to save the ball. Nice job by Harris. Keep an eye on her. She looks like she's got some wisdom out there on how to play basketball. She seems to be in the right place, and there's that rebound off the mark, and there is Harris, 5'5", going underneath Jamison, or Addison, who's like 5'11" now. Nice shot there by Jordan Alexander. Makes it 25-9. Fridley now in the front court. Double teaming right at the timeline. That is the strategy Orioles are doing on defense. And the turnaround jump shot by Smith. Number 35. She is some player here. I should note, when we were here at the last game, as I was walking out the conclusion, oh, beautiful shot there. Lindsay Olsen. So Olsen and Miller are both capable of getting hot on the threes. That is not a good sign if you're a friendly Fridley Tiger fan. Now, rebound, and Harris. Nice shot by her, off the mark though. Rebound, Kendall Coley. She now headmans the pass to Turek. She stops, and nice block from behind. And Kendall Coley almost picked it up, and she gets it to Shayla Miller. Miller down below to Reagan Alexander. Her shot is in. Nice job there by the Orioles. Now they go up by 16, 32-11. Or excuse me, 19. Good grief. Rebound. Oh, that could have been a travel. Kendall Coley, rebound, nice twist move to Shayla, and she puts it in with the left hand from the left side. One thing I like about the Orioles is that they know which hand to use on which side of the basket. That takes a lot of effort and training over the years to go with your opposite hand. All right, now down low to number 2, Harris, and a whistle. And a 21-point lead by St. Louis Park. Nice stop there by Turk. Nice block from behind there, though, by number 1. That's Cadence Hansen, 5'4" sophomore. Just got all ball, but at the end, it did not work out well as Shayla Miller finds Reagan Alexander underneath. And nice job with the left hand. I can't tell you how impressive that is. Now she gives it up to Shayla Miller. 3-point. Nothing but net. And now it's 35-11 with 4:07 to go. And we are already in a romp here. And the shot by Smith off the mark. Rebound goes to Smith as she follows her shot. That is a great job by Smith. She is one heck of a player for Fridley. And look at the nice hustle there. Fridley still hanging in there, but now Olsen ahead to Shayla Miller in the block. Nothing but ball by Fridley. So they have something to feel good about. Look at number 2, Juliana Harris, coming down and getting all ball, timing her jump. She is a great athlete, Juliana Harris. Fun to watch for Fridley. Knows the game of basketball, knows where to be, as Smith now will come out for Fridley. She's clearly their most talented player. Now, nice shot. Kendall Coley rattles it in for 3, and it's 38-11, and still 3.5 minutes to go, first half. This is a clinic being put on by the St. Louis Park girls varsity basketball team. Head pass down to 25, Addison, as she goes up for the layup. She draws the foul and will go to the line with a chance to add 2 more points to their huge lead here in the first half. There's Sophie Ullman with a nice fake pass. Give up to Kendall Coley, who nails the 3. It's an easy game, isn't it? Addison makes that, misses that first one, so she'll get a second shot. Fridley already committing, and she misses that second shot, but Kendall Coley turnaround jump shot from 2 feet. Nice looking shot, just didn't go in. That is incredible. A lot of talent there. Now out to the left side in the shot. Nice shot by Fridley. Finally someone, number 21. That's Yanni Yancey. Finally ends the drought, and Ullman, as she drives, draws the foul. She got hip checked there pretty good by number 23. That's Jordan Chalmers. Here's the replay, and bang! Yeah, big time foul with the body. She knew it. That's just frustration. You can't blame her, really. Okay, shot by Ullman. Nice job. And now St. Louis Park, they're not, well, they were doing some wholesale changes. I was thinking that might be strategy. They had nobody there for the rebound. Now Faith Johnson and number 25, Jamelia Addison, and no matter because Ullman makes the second one, and now it's 40-13, and now the press right as they cross the timeline. Shayla Miller trying to strip the ball away from number 21, Yancey, and Harris with a nice bounce pass in tight quarters but unable to finish is Fridley. Now ball in the backcourt. Shayla Miller comes away with it. She's got the baseline. She comes in, and boy, the block attempt and then the foul call. I'm not sure the arm was hit there. The ref was kind of in an obscure position, but look at Miller. Let's see. Yeah, she does get her on the shoulder there. So good call by the official. And Miller will shoot 2. And that first one is good. So now it's 41-13. And this has just been a beatdown here by the Orioles in the first half. 41-13, 2.5 minutes to go here, first half, and Miller sinks the second one. And we are approaching a 30-point lead here, and we still have 2:26 to go. St. Louis Park still now in a kind of a 1-3-1 zone press full half court, which is very difficult to navigate unless you have a very experienced point guard. It's very tricky to approach. It's like a fly trap. You cross that half court line. If you don't know what you're doing, you pick up your dribble and you're gonna get clamped down on. Oh my goodness, almost another steal there by Faith Johnson. Now Fridley into the front court, trying to salvage something out of this first half. Cross court pass back to number 21, Yancey. I think she thought about shooting it. Oh, nice pass below. Who made that pass? Was that Sam Dean? It was. That was impressive. Nice pass there by Fridley. So it goes all the way over to 21, and then look at the nice recognition, no hesitation. Great basketball sense displayed there by Sam Dean. And that draws the foul and a chance at the free throw line by number 23, Jordan Chalmers, and she makes the first one, and she'll get a second. And she does convert the second, so the score 42-15. 2:01 to go. A little bit of pressure in the front court by number 21, Yancey. Now Ullman making her way, deliberately comes right in, drives the lane, and that ball just climbs the rim and finds a way in. Nice job by Ullman, just getting enough on that. She's a tough driver. In other words, she can take some bumps and bruises along the way that might not be called as fouls and be able to protect the ball and get it into the hoop. That is great skill to have, especially late in games that are tight with points, that a point guard can drive and protect the ball despite the bumps along the way. Now Fridley back into the front court. Nice recognition in below by, again, that was number 24 with that pass, actually. Anika Johnson, who actually, I thought that was Sam Dean before, but that was Anika Johnson who made that great pass the last time Fridley was in the front court. Here's the replay, though, with Reagan Alexander coming right down the lane, loses the ball, and there is Anika Johnson. Anika Johnson is a forward, 5'7", just a 9th grader. She was the one with that nice recognition. I'm sorry I misappropriated that to a different player. So keep an eye on Johnson, and there she is with the ball. She crosses and gets that. Boy, that was a dangerous pass. Just as I'm praising her, she almost threw it away, but there she is now, Johnson with it. Seems to be a good passer in the making, if not already so, and that ball, great defense by Faith Johnson. She comes down the right side, and she muscles her way up and draws the foul. Very smart playing there. She knew she was gonna get fouled, number 4. Faith Johnson, look at her anticipate that pass, and then she is off to the races and getting hacked along the way. 43.8 seconds left, 29-point lead, 2 shots. That looks like a shot miss just because she's tired. Both these teams have just been running up and down. Look at her, so just take a deep breath, relax. I expect she'll make this one. Nope, off the mark. Rebound, number 23. Chalmers, now Fridley into the front court, trying to salvage something in this first half. And what a cool looking Magic Johnson pass again by Frazier. It would help if they would usually get through, and sometimes they do. I mean, she's got some talent there. No question about it. Now, at the line, number 21, Janae Yancey, number 21, and it's off the mark. Reagan Alexander with the rebound, 33 seconds to go. And in the front court, playing defense. Number 21 again, Yancey. Both teams, like all high school teams, great competitive spirit, never give up attitude. It's one of the great things about high school sports and why it is so much fun to watch. Addison underneath for St. Louis Park, cannot convert. Boy, she's a nice player, just needs to work on those little shots. Now Fridley in the front court, and that's a foul on St. Louis Park. Faith Johnson, number 4, and that will put Fridley to the line. Both teams in the bonus, 6.7 seconds remaining. Annika Johnson will shoot 1-1. And it bounces out, rebound. Reagan Alexander, front court pass to Shayla Miller, and underneath is number 25, Jamelia Addison, and this time she makes the shot. Nice job by number 25, Addison, right before the buzzer. And that sends St. Louis Park into halftime with a 31-point lead. Come on back for the second half.
Oops. Uh-oh.
Get on top of it before they do. Every 24 minutes, tipped furniture or a falling TV sends an injured child to the emergency room. Preventing tip-over incidents is easy, inexpensive, and only takes 5 minutes. Learn how to secure your furniture and TVs to protect children at anchorit.gov.
Welcome back to ParkTV 16 Sports Production on location, St. Louis Park High School. We're about to begin the second half. St. Louis Park with a 31-point lead in this non-conference matchup against Fridley Tigers. And right off the bat, Fridley says, we're not going away. Number 35, Brittany Smith, by far their best player, at least with my eyesight. And answering on the right side is Leah Olson, and she misses. So now, look at number 35. She is going to run the show. She's clearly their best player, poised, mature, and just really fun to watch. And if anybody's going to get Fridley back into this, it's number 35, Brittany Smith. Ball now out of bounds, and they turn it over. And that has been Fridley's biggest issue tonight. Here's that replay down below, and the give and go, and she just lost it out of bounds. Another turnover, unforced turnover, as Jordan Turek gets the first 2 points for St. Louis Park to answer right back, and their lead is back to 30. Don't get me wrong, there's no chance Fridley has to get back in this match. Of course, as I say that, they might, but if you're watching, there's really some great basketball action and a reason to stay tuned. First of all, St. Louis Park is really a great team, and they're very fun to watch with great talent, and they're still incredibly young. Fridley has a couple great players too, and number 35 there in the middle is worth watching as well for Fridley. Her name is Brittany Smith, and she's the real deal out there. Down low, look at that, nice recognition, and the turn and jump shot. Well, nicely done, Jordan Chalmers for Fridley. It's always fun to watch youth talent get better. And there's a pass, or shot there by number 32. And St. Louis Park, she misses that. That was Kendall Coley, of course. And now Smith, and her shot, and was she fouled? No, they called traveling. Referee did a little hop there to demonstrate to the player. Let's see where that was. There's the nice recognition by Smith and the turnaround jump shot, even though number 14, Lindsay Olson, was all over her on defense. So Nice beginning here for Fridley. Like to see these teams improve. And there's a missed pass by Kendall Coley, and she was a little disappointed. She turns her back. Here's the travel call coming up. Let's see. Oh boy, yep, that was the hop that the referee was showing. I'm not sure I agree with that, actually. I'd have to look at it again, perhaps. Tight call on a team down by 28 points, though. But you gotta call it like you see him. Reasonable minds can differ, of course, and we play on. Now, 35 Smith, another big shot off the mark. And I do think she's trying to do too much, which I can understand that motivation by her. But she was well covered. But now Fridley, though, they're putting on a little full court press here. So they are going to try to get back into this game, and why shouldn't they? You play to win. And you never know what can happen in prep sports, even though they're down by 28. Things can change real fast, especially in basketball. A couple turnovers, a couple easy baskets, a foul, a three-point play. And now with that, a foul on Fridley. As Shayla Miller drives the lane. Kendall Coley, nice give and go on that play as she comes along the middle and she gets hammered down low, and she will go to the line. Clock stop, 15-12. It's my understanding they'll go to running time at some point. Not sure when that is or what the rule is on the difference in score, but we'll keep an eye on the clock to see if that happens in the later parts of this game. But St. Louis Park with a commanding lead now, exactly 30, 50-20. It's Fridley now into the front court. And St. Louis Park looks like they're in the matchup zone, and which is hard to beat. Ball rattles out and rebound. Kendall Coley, and she'll bring it up herself. And no, that's actually Reagan Alexander. No call, and it does get stolen from her. A little rough out there as Fridley now in the front court, and they do control it. And they get it over to Brittany Smith, and she sends it over to the far side. That was Annika Johnson. Now Smith, the give and go. She cuts through after the pass. Now out to the left wing to 21. That's Yancey. She drives the right side, way off the mark, but rebound to Smith. She had good position, and she banks it in on the rebound and cuts the lead to 28. Now back into the front court quickly is Turk. The bounce pass underneath to Reagan Alexander. She gets her own rebound, and the ball comes loose. Johnson with it. Lead pass to Smith, and she comes in with the left hand, and it does crawl in there. She claps a couple times. Nice sequence there by Fridley. And now ball tapped out of bounds by Annika Johnson. Nice lead pass there, and she comes right with the left hand. I'm so impressed that these players are so good at going with both hands. They're clearly well-trained coming up as youngsters at whatever summer camps they go to and basketball programs that develop these young players. Really nice job. Fun to watch, great to see. Okay, now Sophie Ullman into the front court, 15. Very experienced out there, and that's not a foul call. I can't believe it. Turk now drives, and she's getting bumped all along the way. No call. Shot missed, rebound. Fridley now into the front court. Pass over to number 3. Love watching her. That's Talia Frazier. Frazier, nice bounce pass underneath, but great defense by Kendall Coley, but taken away. She tried to one-hand it. And that is that's number, who is that with their ponytails? I cannot see their numbers. Look at that ponytail. Come on. Yeah, that's number 1. That's who I thought it was. Cadence Hansen with the nice play there. And that draws a timeout on the court. 13-16 to go, 26-point lead now as we look at Fridley's bench, and then some of the spectators here having a great time this holiday season here in St. Louis Park. And there is the park upcoming schedule for the next month. Of course, they're playing Fridley right now with a very comfortable lead. Then they host Minnetonka. That'll be a test. Then they're at Simley after the holiday break. Champlin Park, then into the new year. Cooper, Kennedy, Chanhassen, Jefferson, all conference games. A lot will be decided in that stretch of the schedule for St. Louis Park as Sophie Ullman comes out. She's got her game face on. Turk, what a great camera angle. There's Richardson in the background after giving his instructions. Great look there, really captured the moment. Okay, now full court, man on man or woman on woman press here. Turek throws it in. So Fridley, they're sensing maybe a comeback here as they do the press, but Shayla Miller breaks it, gives it to Kendall Coley, she drives, and now they finally call that foul. You know, I like players, you know, letting them play, but tonight they've really been, anybody driving the hoop is totally getting banged all the time. Right here, bang. Yeah, they finally call that. And they should. Turek outside, drills it for a three. Boy, that is such a heartbreaker if you're a Fridley fan. Just as you're just sort of getting some momentum going, Jordan Turk just goes, here you go, take that, start over. And now it's a huge lead again. Now down low, Fridley looking for something to happen, and Kendall Coley blocks it, but they get it back. Fridley, and the drive by Frazier, and the quick pass trying to get it to Annika Johnson. Now back out top to Smith. Look out for her, the three-point shot. Look at that shot. Such pistol Pete Maravich, like she just chucks that up from the hip. That's just pure talent there. It's not a great shot because unless you're wide open, you can't get that shot off if someone's guarding you because they can block it. But for now, that works very well. Now, Shayla Miller gives it up to Turek. Great motion offense. Turek with the beat in between the legs dribble. Can't get it up. Nice defense there by Smith. She blocks it, and she brings it off over the front court and gives it up to Frazier. Now Frazier with it. Look out for her. She's got great change of direction. Now number one with it, Cadence Hansen. Hansen to the post. That's Sam Dean, and Frazier comes in, and you know, St. Louis Park, we're just standing there. Great no call by the officials. And Faith Johnson's shot is off the mark, and the rebound to Shayla Miller, and her shot's off the mark. Rebound goes to Fridley. And of course, that is Brittany Smith, the 5'10" senior. Complete leader on this team. The short jumper, can't get it to go. Shayla Miller with the rebound as she gets rocked. And now the lead pass to Sophie Ullman catches the Fridley Tigers asleep, and that is a bad sign for Fridley. They are getting a bit tired. There's no question that they have not exerted 100% maximum effort here, but there's Brittany Smith just banging away there. God, she's a nice player, I tell you what, and she gets her own rebound. Now Frazier with the jump shot and off the mark. Kendall Coley with the rebound. Lead pass to Shayla Miller, her left-handed layup off the mark, unable to finish. St. Louis Park needs to get better at that when they're going to play better teams. Those types of misses are going to hurt them. They got to practice finishing those because they got everything else going on. Really improved team here, the Orioles. Olsman with that great, boy, she's a great point guard. Very tough. Now, nice recognition by Kendall Coley. That's the story on that play. She hits number 4, Faith Johnson, but it was the recognition. She is really coming into, look at that. She saw her open and she didn't take it for herself. She just gave it right down there. Look at Faith Johnson clapping, going, thank you. Great teamwork there by the Orioles. And their lead is back to 28 and a possibility of a 29-point lead here. 10:09 to go here, second half. Nice camera angle there. So now she makes that 58 to 29, 29-point lead. Yeah, though we got a nice handheld camera here, part of ParkTV 16 Sports on Location. That angle from behind on the baseline. Some of the great technological improvements here. Now Fridley in the front court, Annika Johnson, her pass goes out of bounds, but off of Sophie Ullman, number 15. There it is. Look at that angle. You can see so much from this angle. Now the throw in. Yeah, nice inbounds pass, and they call a foul on Kendall Coley. Reaching in. That'll be the first team foul of the half only for St. Louis Park, as opposed to 3 team fouls by Fridley. Neither team in the bonus, and throwing it in for the Tigers. Number 24, that's Annika Johnson. And she gets it into number 23, Chalmers, and her turnaround jump shot off the mark, but Harris gets the rebound. And is she fun to watch as she draws the foul. We were talking about her in the first half, and she caught my eye because she's really got a good basketball sense. Look at that rebound. That's the second one that way, just in the right position. And look at her guide that ball in while getting totally hip-checked by St. Louis Park's Jamelia Addison, and she makes the free throw. Nice performance there by number 2, Juliana Harris. Just a freshman for Fridley. And now on the other side of the court, St. Louis Park misses it. Fridley with the rebound now in the front court. Annika Johnson down low to Chalmers. And now Harris again drives the baseline, avoids getting called by the foul, gives up the ball. Boy, she is great to watch. Another nice play by her. They were unable to convert, but she's playing a really nice game tonight for Fridley despite the deficit in score. And now we got a timeout on the court. Kendall Coley now going to report back in. Fridley also substituting, and Yancey is also in. There she is, number 21. That's Yayane Yancey, junior guard, and now play quickly back underway. And Fridley still in a full court pressure situation. Kendall Coley, though, blows right by it and gives the pass up to Amelia Addison, and she got cross hit there and went to the ground. Took a huge hit from 21. Here's a nice, Kendall Coley looks great. What a great recognition, and bang. Oh my goodness. The elbow really caught Addison there unnecessarily. That was almost a flagrant foul. Very well disguised. I'm not saying it was on purpose, but her elbow caught her right in the jaw. But she's right up there and makes that shot. Nice job by Addison after taking a huge hit. That is impressive right there. Okay, now Fridley into the front court. And shot from way outside, taken by 21 again. Yancey, and ball loose, and 14 has it. That is, of course, Lindsay Olsen, and she draws the foul. And it's getting even a little rougher out there, which can be expected when there's this big of a deficit. Frustration can start to creep in. It's important to keep composures out there, especially in prep sports. Okay, now Kendall Coley with it, and she brings it right in the front court. No call there, but you know, the lead is, and now they finally, oh my goodness. That is incredible. That is incredible. Now I'm gonna give you my explanation as to why that happened. Kendall Coley got frustrated because she was getting hit and they weren't calling her, so she finally was like, you know, come on, call that foul, then let's see what happens here. Yeah, right here. And then she didn't even push off there. Yeah. So 2 technical fouls being called now. We're hearing from the public address announcer. So these refs, I will say this right now, they need to get this game under control. They need to be fair in their calling. Otherwise, these players, now Kendall Coley's at the line, so I guess they call that against Fridley. That's fair enough. But I'm not sure why it's a technical. Just call the foul. As Coley makes that and makes it 60-32. So I'm unsure. Now, unless they're going to shoot technicals down on the other end, but the initial call from the referee on the far side was that it was a charge. So they must have changed their minds, because now a lot of confusion. Now we got another whistle. And now the ball changes hands as the head coach for Fridley now wants an explanation, and he's getting the explanation, and I don't blame him. It is confusing here what's going on. And he's over there. There's the explanation. He's like, what? Wait a minute, because it looked like a charging call, because that's what he's saying. That you gave a charging call, and now why are they shooting, and why do they have the ball? I have to say I agree with him, because what I saw called on the court was a charging on St. Louis Park. Not that I'm disagreeing with it or agreeing with it, but that's what the call was. And now we have confusion. Oh, now he's going to go back over. And this is an opportunity for the other. Okay, so we're underway. St. Louis Park has the ball. I do not have an explanation for what happened there, but the quick shot and the turnaround jumper from three-point land by Lindsey Olsen, and out of bounds off the rebound. Ball goes to St. Louis Park. 8:28 to go, and this game cannot get over fast enough. These refs need to be fair in their calling, or the players are going to get a little more frustrated, and they're going to get a little more chippy. And rebound, and boy, all kinds of pushing and shoving going underneath. No calls, and ball loose. Someone's going to either get hurt. My goodness. Okay, now coming away 2-on-2, and that's Harris with the quick jump shot off the mark. Rebound to Addison. And, oh, yeah, that is a travel. She did drag her foot. So finally a good call there. But just if you're in the room here, the energy is just it's starting to feel like things could get a little out of control out there. And now finally a timeout. That is a good thing to take the air out of the gymnasium. But things were getting a little out of control on that court where you were fearful someone might get hurt. But the score still remains a huge lead for St. Louis Park, 28 points, 60-32. Big deep breath here in the gymnasium at St. Louis Park as we look at Fridley's upcoming schedule. Of course, right now, St. Louis Park, and then they go to St. Paul Central. So they'll travel over to the east side, and then they come all the way back to the far west side on the very west side of Lake Minnetonka, Mound West Tonka. And then they host New Ulm all the way down. Those that are from New Ulm know they pronounce it New Ulm. So they'll host New Ulm, and they'll come up to the metro area. And then they're at St. Croix Lutheran, St. Agnes, at St. Anthony, Columbia Heights, all conference matchups for Fridley as they come into tonight's game 4-3. So they have a very respectable record, but St. Louis Park is really giving them all they can handle since early on in the match. 28-point lead, 8:04 to go. They had a 30 or a little bit more than a 30-point lead early on, so the concern here is, can the refs keep a lid on this game? Both these teams are very energetic. They love to turn and run without looking, and it causes collisions and fouls and frustrations, and that can lead to other behavior we don't want to see. But let's just see if they can keep a lid on it. Okay, ball lost underneath. Fridley now has it on the far side. And the shot from the side off the mark, and it went off Fridley. So St. Louis Park, I think, has possession. Britt Smith there trying to lobby it. Oh, and they did get it. I thought that went off Fridley, but I could have been wrong. I didn't see it very clearly, I can say. Now Shayla Miller comes in, number 31, and now a throw-in underneath. And nice defense there by Lindsey Olsen, 14. Quick on the trigger, blocks it right away. Annika Johnson, now she'll move to the right side and have to throw it in from that angle. Makes it a little tougher, and they get it out top to Harris, number 2. Juliana Harris, inside to Britt, and look at that nice shot. That's the talent right there by Brittany Smith. She will play in college is my guess, Brittany Smith. She looks like she has all the tools for Fridley. Now Reagan Alexander, and she gets fouled as she moves in from the right block, tried to get that shot off and gets hammered. And I think that is going to go also against Brittany Smith. So St. Louis Park goes to the line. There's that. Look at this nice shot. And being guarded by Reagan Alexander's 5'11". Nice follow through. That is a big time player right there. That is some talent. Okay, now on the other end, St. Louis Park with now a 26-point lead. But Reagan Alexander, also talented sophomore for St. Louis Park. And just off the mark, just a sophomore, 5'11". Reagan Alexander also just a sophomore at 5'11". They anchor the volleyball team. They're just sophomores, 2 more years of eligibility left. It's going to be fun to watch these girls play sports for the next 2.5 years. And you can see a lot of them on ParkTV 16 Sports on location right here. Okay, now into the front court, Fridley. Just trying to get better here. If I'm coaching them, there's Brittany Smith, the turnaround shot. Nice defense by Reagan Alexander. That's a great matchup, those two. The senior versus the sophomore. And there's a foul. Or no, actually carrying the ball on Lindsay Olson, a turnover. 17 fouls for Fridley, just 3 for St. Louis Park. And we have 7:11 to go here in the match. And the shot from the far side, off the mark, rebound Shayla Miller. And she's gonna try to dribble her way out of it, gets it over to Kendall Coley. Coley now, Coley could play point guard, which is not a bad idea for a 5'11" player, because they can post up. A nice recognition. That was a thing of beauty. Faith Johnson, the beautiful bounce pass down to Reagan Alexander on the low block there, and she puts it away. And it's 63-34. And nice defense there. Faith Johnson, the breakaway, and oh, she's got to take a little off of it. It's so hard when you're on those breakaways that you got to take more off of it than your warm-up layups. I know what that feels like. You're going in so hard and you got to lay off that board because that ball will bounce. You're not used to going in that hard. It's a different type of layup than just in your warm-ups. And nice turnaround jump shot by Reagan. Gets her own rebound and muscles it in. Big time by Reagan Alexander. Such a tough player she is. 6:04 to go. 65-34, 31-point lead by the Orioles. They continue to put defensive pressure and they force that turnover. Another turnover by Fridley. Fridley, I'm trying to think, they have the talented Brittany Smith, and Harris is a good, nice player. Yancey, they've got some ingredients. They just need some composure out there. They're turning the ball over way too much. A little more, slow it down with them. They might have a little better results because there's a little bit of talent over there, but St. Louis Park is just clearly too much. Turek now from the outside, off the mark. Rebound underneath, Reagan Alexander, another big-time rebound. Offensive rebound, 2 points in. Reagan Alexander, a star of the game for the Orioles, for sure. Just with those types of plays, that's how you win games, is muscling it out underneath, taking your pounding and putting that ball right back up and making free throws. Here's that, right here. Look at Reagan Alexander, right around the boards. Bang, grabs it, straight back up, didn't bounce it. There's such a tendency for players to want to do a power dribble there, but you bring it right back up, it gives you a way better chance of making it. Great training, great execution by Reagan Alexander as Fridley, number 32 at the line. That is Sade Drummer. 5'9" sophomore, makes the first one, but misses the second one. Rebound, Kendall Coley, also having a magnificent game. Nice recognition to the front court to Shayla Miller. Now Shayla Miller down low to Reagan Alexander. Can she make another one? Almost muscles it in. Wasn't much there, but almost got it up there. And now Fridley and the pass. Handled now finally by Fridley, and they settle it down. Brittany Smith now running the show. Watch her pivot foot there. Okay, sometimes they get a little lazy on that pivot foot. I thought she might drag it. Okay, shot by 32. That, of course, is Sade Drummer. And now rebound and great recognition of Reagan Alexander. We don't keep good enough stats here. I don't know how many points she has, but she's got to be the leading scorer, and she deserves it. Reagan Alexander has been the star of the game, and now Arsenio, look at that. I mean, just to take that pass in takes such athletic talent. Over the shoulder, on the full blast run, and then without a dribble to put it in. We're showing Richardson there is some sort of disagreement on the court. But there's a 34-point lead by St. Louis Park, so I don't think it merits a lot of attention because it's not going to be critical to the outcome of the game. But Fridley now into the front court. And now Brittany Smith fakes the shot, gets it over around the horn. Now number 10 in the game, that's Meadow Gillespie. Gillespie now over to Smith, almost throws it out. No, that wasn't to Smith, that was now down to Smith. She gets her own rebound, back up, and doesn't go in. But just getting that offensive rebound was stellar work. Rebounding is a heck of a skill for any basketball player. And Sophie Ullman with a great dish there. I wanted that to go in. It would have been so cool to announce that, but nice. Boy, Sophie Ullman, I can't say enough about her for St. Louis Park either. Just a great player. When they get down to tournament time, they're going to need her toughness at the point when the pressure's really on against a formidable opponent. 4 minutes to go now in the match. 34-point lead by St. Louis Park. Just a beatdown tonight. Now Harris. Boy, look at her go. Nice drive and dish off. And Harris gets the rebound. Boy, she's got like such a great sense on the court. And she gives it up. That's all Smith. Or excuse me, Harris. Juliana Harris, as she gives it up to that woman right there, number 10, Gillespie. But watch Harris just stick with it. And then she goes, oh, here, you shoot it. And there, she made it. Harris is a really nice player there, just a ninth grader for Fridley. And timeout. And now we'll look at some conference standings here. Benilde St. Margaret's. We'll have to get over there one of these days and check them out. 9-1. That'll be a nice matchup when St. Louis Park and Benilde play. I wonder when that's going to be. Just looking at the calendar here, January 22nd, Tuesday night. I don't know if we'll be there, but if you're a fan, you should be there in person. St. Louis Park visits Benilde on Tuesday, January 22nd. That could be a great match. Okay, now play underway, 3:39 to go, second half. And ball into Addison, and she goes down, no call, but St. Louis Park retains possession with Turk. And her pass intended for number 13 goes off a foot. 13 from the JV is Sadie Yorosh. Now getting some varsity experience. Junior varsity players can play 4 quarters a night, 2 quarters with the junior varsity team and 2 quarters with the varsity, and maybe a third too if it goes to overtime, as I recall when I used to play. Now Addison, shot off the mark, rebound to number 24. That's Ariana Andrews, also a JV player, getting some experience, but Jordan Turk gets the rebound, takes the dribble, and puts it in from about 2 feet away. Nice job by 21, Turk. 3:10 to go. Now Fridley in the front court. And St. Louis Park's defense tonight has just been great. Now shot from way outside, taken by number 24, Annika Johnson. Rebound, goes to Yorosh. She looks ahead and she got fouled as she tried to forward the pass ahead. And now more substitutions for St. Louis Park. Here's that replay. Oh, we had that end zone camera I like so much. Now Turk, and there's the nice dribble and the shot in. Wow. Beautiful, very smooth there by Jordan Turk, the junior. And now into the front court. We have substitutions for St. Louis Park. Number 11 is in the match. That's Ellie Ostad, just a ninth grader. And now Addison, number 25 with the breakaway. And this time she takes a little bit more off that ball. She comes into the backboard and nails that. Nice job, 73-38. Shot from the outside by number 2, Juliana Harris. Rebound, though, to number 13. That is Yorosh. Head pass taken away by Annika Johnson on the break for Fridley. Pass back out now. She pulls up. Big three-point shot. Misses everything. Rebound. Head pass to number 11 to Ostad. Ostad comes in and she draws the foul. She got fouled with the body, and she'll go to the line by 2. That was number 2, Harris. Not a bad foul and a breakaway in a normal game that's close. You know, make her earn it from the line. But Harris, boy, she's a great player. Tough, only 5'5" out there, but just knows how to play. Oh, we're in run time now. That's okay. So the clock's going to keep running. let's see, I'm not a math major, but 48, 58, 68, that's a 35-point lead. And number 11, Ellie Ostad, just a ninth grader off the JV squad, getting some experience, unable to convert. Now Fridley into the front court, number 10 with it. That is Meadow Gillespie. And Meadow is fouled, I should say, excuse me. And Fridley is still not in the bonus, so it'll be a side out. Clock continues to run, 105, 104. And it will continue to run throughout, now into the match. That is number 40 for St. Louis Park. That is Kaya Hegdahl, just a seventh grader out there getting some experience. And she's listed on the varsity. So, and now number 5 also in the match. That's Evelyn Schmitz, also a seventh grader on the varsity. Brings the ball across the timeline. Now number 2 with it for St. Louis Park. That's Zoe Bohard. Bohrad, a sophomore guard now into the match. So nice job by Arsenio Richardson. Getting some, whatever little bit of experience is helpful. Just being on that varsity court, the energy's different, the excitement level's different, just to get a feel for that as they mature in their high school years. And the clock's still running, 7 seconds, and they do now stop it. 73-38, and we have a foul and shot at the line. And that shot is off. That's Annika Johnson, number 24. She had a nice game overall, a few nice plays. There she is with the shot, and off the mark. Rebound, though, goes to Fridley. And now St. Louis Park has the rebound. That's number 40 with it. Hegdahl, and her shot as the buzzer rings is off the mark. And with that buzzer, that will conclude the match here tonight from St. Louis Park. Your final score: St. Louis Park 73, Fridley 38. St. Louis Park goes to 4-3. Fridley falls to 4-4, and that will conclude our broadcast. For Paul Broden, our producer, I'm Robert Christensen. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again.